I'm Kimo Quance with Whissel Realty Group, and today I want to talk about keeping your emotions out of the sale of your house. Sometimes it's stuff that just happens in our head, or we get ourselves worked up of unknown things that are going on. And it happens a few different ways, One is getting emotional when maybe a buyer writes what's called a love letter with their offer. And a lot of times, a seller can read this love letter and decide, man, I really want them to have the house, even though it's not the highest and best offer for their house. And they get swayed by the buyer pulling on their heartstrings through this love letter. So I highly recommend not looking at the love letters at all, but you don't want to get into it emotionally and take a less offer because of that, because down the road, you're not going to think about, the buyers that bought the house, but you're going to want to have that extra money in your account by going with the highest and best offer that actually has a better chance of closing. And that could be a number of things. Highest meaning the highest priced, and best meaning the best terms for you and your situation. And a couple of the other things too is obviously these days there's a lot of cameras in people's houses, and sellers get stressed out and they're always looking at what the buyers and everybody and the agents are saying on their Ring doorbells or whatever. And they're really taking it personally. You really don't want to do that. Who cares if they don't like something about your house? If they're making an offer, they're willing to pay money for your house. So who cares if they don't like it? Don't take it personal. Let them do what they want to your house when they buy it, right? It's theirs. It won't be yours anymore. So that's another thing. The third thing is sellers get upset when an offer comes in and it's low. And maybe that was the only offer they got so far. And they get so mad at that person and the offer they made versus getting mad at all the people who looked at the house and didn't make an offer. Sometimes sellers get mad at the person who did make an offer, which doesn't make sense. And then they want to retaliate with a ridiculous offer back to that buyer. You could potentially be losing a deal just by being retaliatory. You got to remember the buyer is looking out for their best interest, and you got to look out for yours. Another thing too is the inspection. An inspection will come in. We've seen sellers, a buyer will get an inspection and maybe they want, A, B, and C fixed on the house that they found out from the inspection. But the seller will be focused on D, E, and F that's on the inspection report, not happy what the inspector called out. But the buyer wasn't concerned with those things, but somehow the seller is mad at the inspector now for calling out stuff that's on the property. But what's important to the buyer is A, B, and C. So the seller really needs to focus on what was important to the buyer in that inspection. So those are just a few things that you want to really keep your emotions in place. And, sometimes, the emotion, the other thing too, is just the unknown. And sellers will stress themselves out, thinking about what's going to happen. Is this thing going to fall apart? Are we going to get an offer? Is whatever it is, how the inspection is going to go, the appraisal, and they're stressing out for 30 days. So try to get yourself in a place of thinking about business and thinking of it as, a financial transaction and doing the best for yourself. And let us guide you here at Whissel Realty. So if you have any questions, give us a call, phone number below, email us, whatever it is. I'm Kimo Quance with Whissel Realty Group. Have a great day. Thank you so much for watching this video. Bye-bye.